Watercolor lends itself to spontaneity, flow, and expression. I can do my type of style for the shadowing and the highlights. My name is James Gayles. I do watercolor, portraiture. I work here in my studio on Dickerson Road in Reno, Nevada. My subject matter is, a lot of times, it's African American, and I like to show positive images of that segment of the population to give the people pride in themselves. I was born on the East Coast in Newark, New Jersey, which is right across the bridge from New York City. As a teenager, I snuck a lot across the bridge up to New York to jazz nightclubs. New York City is great, because everything's there. It's the center of everything. Fashion, music, art. So it was great for me. I loved it. As far back as I can remember, I like to paint and draw and do art. My mom was one of my biggest encouragers. I kind of always knew that I was going to be an artist when I grew up. I started out in oils when I was a teenager, but I discovered I was allergic to the oil, so that's when I switched to watercolor and acrylic. I graduated in 1970 from Pratt Institute. Basically, I'm self-taught long before I went to school. School just enhanced it more. I start out with the eyes. To me, the eyes are the most important thing that can convey the person's spirit. I break up the face into shadows and highlights, cheekbones, the nose, the lips. Watercolor is very good for that. I go through a lot of paint, a lot of color, because my paintings are saturated with color and paint. So I go through tubes very quickly. Capturing the spirit of a person is the main thing that I'm striving for. A lot of people find watercolor hard. I find it easy because as you're painting, there's bound to be mistakes. But I like to use those mistakes to work on them. They create a better end product once you solve those mistakes within the painting. It's kind of hard to explain how I do it because I kind of go by feeling. It's kind of like a spiritual type thing, relate to the subject, and you kind of try and bring out their spirit, I do a lot of musicians, Nina Simone, Miles Davis. Miles Davis is another favorite because he has very intense eyes. John Coltrane, and a lot of icons that they look up to, like Maya Angelou, Martin Luther King. It's a good feeling, that I've accomplished something. Reno is kind of growing on me. It's a lot different than New York or Oakland, because New York and Oakland are very diverse, very multicultural, So I kind of made it my mission to bring African American art to Reno. My advice to young struggling artists who struggle with their work is to don't be discouraged if things don't work out the first time. Stick with it. They must love it because there's a lot long hours and a lot of work they got to put into it in order to be successful. So you have to love it, and you have to kind of be a sponge and absorb all the artwork. Look at art whenever you can in the museums, galleries, magazines. See what the other artists are doing, and so you can kind of gauge yourself where you fit in to the whole art scene.